Ahead and solve homework problem 1 from chapter 2, this first part of single vectors. I'm going to separate the following vector into components along the horizontal and vertical directions, and I'm going to round each of those components to one decimal place. So I've got one vector coming down here at a 25-degree angle from the horizontal. You can add that angle mark if you want, just to be clear. And that has a magnitude of 15 miles. So let's go ahead and sketch in our horizontal and vertical components of this vector. So we'll have a vertical component here and a horizontal component on this side. So let's start with our cosine relationship. We'll call that the cosine of 25 degrees, and we know that cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And in this case, my adjacent leg to my angle is the horizontal leg. And my hypotenuse is that 15 miles. So I'm going to go ahead and solve for that horizontal leg by multiplying each side by 15 miles. So my horizontal leg is going to equal 15 miles times the cosine of 25 degrees. Okay, and I got that by just multiplying each side by the 15 miles. The 15 miles cancels off on this side. I'm left with the h. And when I multiply on this side 15 miles, I'll just bring it straight down there. So to put that into my calculator here, I have 15 times the cosine of 25. And when I get my equal sign there, I get 13.59. I'm going to take it to one decimal place, so we'll call that 13.6, and that's miles. And I'm going to take a look at my sign here. My arrow is going down, so if I think about which direction it would go in the horizontal and which in the vertical, my horizontal is going to be going this way and my vertical is going down. I'm going to say that everything that's going to the right is positive, and everything that goes up is positive. So that's going to be a positive 13.6 miles. Now let's use the sine relationship. The sine of 25 degrees is going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse. And in this case, for my 25 degrees, my opposite is my vertical. And again, my hypotenuse is the 15 miles. So I'll follow that same procedure again, multiply each side by 15 miles to make that cancel out. And I'll have 15 miles on this side, and that means that my V is equal to 15 miles times the sine of 25 degrees. So go ahead and put that into my calculator. I have, in this case, 15 times the sine of 25, and that gives me 6.339, etc. I'm just going to one decimal place. So I'll call that 6.3 miles, but I want to make sure I have a positive or a negative on that. Looking at my vertical here, it has to head down to get to that final destination, so that's going to need a negative sign in front of it. So my final answers are 13.6 miles for the horizontal and a negative 6.3 miles for the vertical.